Virtual cabin footage. I tried playing a game, and whoever was host, I think their name was Dark Illusions, and it was spelt really messed up. Just like their Wi-Fi. It was so bad. I mean, I wiped the whole lobby. I didn't even get to call Tommy. They repaired the boat, but psh, I'm not even gonna bother saving that game. They were so bad. I beat them in like fucking 2 minutes, 3 minutes. They just kept beating me up and gave me my rage early. But other than that, we're gonna jump right into some virtual cabin. Let's check this bad boy out. I've seen a preview for it of like what you're supposed to do to get everything in here, but I think there might be more than what I just saw. Whoa. This is like a different cabin. This is different from the one I saw. Oh shit. Blue Cap, the song that plays during whoever it was AC/DC's Back in Black that was played on set. Wait. Oh, you can rotate it. Oh, interesting, interesting. What the hell is this? Consular database change date? Nah, if it's August 1st, 1986. But it says 87 up there. Unlock virtual cabin beta features? What the hell is that? Out of the first 10 films, every Friday the 13th movie has been out on a Friday, but only 4 have been released. Huh. I know there was stuff you had to like stare at. Huh. Can't leave. As part of the Kickstarter's campaign, certain high-tier backers could get their likeliness included in the game. One such generous backer was Eric J.R. LaChapa. Stealth and repair. And that doesn't do nothing for him. The man can't move at all. The script for Jason Goes to Hell is exceptional in that not a single teenager was called in for the script. Huh. There's also a television series and 4... Oh, nice, nice. Wait, I should probably flip this around and stuff, shouldn't I? Look at these things. Play the goddamn piano. And the music of the films. Harry Man... I'm not even gonna bother finishing that. Has scored 8 Friday films. Some of his older music was reused in Part 7 as well. But it was his first score for the original movie that set the tone for the rest of the series. In an interview, Mann described how that score took on a life of its own. Music became a character in the film. It was really minimal. There were really only 2 chords in the score. Sameness to that score, there was never any melody. I mean, that is true. Wait, what is that? Police Department 555. Will it do anything if I look at it? No. This is a little bit weird. I didn't get to see this one. I saw the older version of the cabin. I wasn't prepared for this. Adam Marcus wanted to turn the series back to the themes of family. The characters of Jessica Kimball is the daughter of Diana Kimball, who is the half-sister of Jason Voorhees. So Diana Kimball is Jason's half-sister. Huh. That makes Jessica his niece. Tough member of a local biker gang. My impediment, man. Local biker game alley. Oh, who's here? Hey, Dabs. The computer. Yeah, what about the computer? I seen that there was a password for it, but I don't know the password. It's played by an actor, Nick Savage. It's a rough movie for Allie. His bike is damaged, his friends are killed, and he gets his arm chopped off before being hatcheted to death. He survives, but that footage was cut out like himself. That's tough. They ain't gotta disrespect him like that. Mother is the password, huh? Does that make, like, Jason come in and kill you or something? Open up a room or something? After the success of the first movie, Frank Mancuso Sr., the CEO of Paramount Pictures, wanted to make the franchise into a serial, with each movie having a different story. There's reportedly Phil, I'm not pronouncing that, and Steve, not pronouncing that either, and Bob, and we're not pronouncing that one, who insisted that the sequel have Jason Voorhees. Well, it wouldn't make any sense if Jason wasn't in there. Diorama display, a depiction of the final scene set at the Jason Voorhees house. So Jason coming for his niece, who is then saw, who is this guy? Oh, this is, wait. So his niece, wait. I'll put in the password last. I want to check out the whole cabin. I've never actually checked it out before. Got Jason outside somewhere, he's creeping on us. Now we got someone at that dock though. You better watch out. Anything on the wall? Deborah Kim. Friday the 13th, the game features a wide range of voiceover talent. Deborah is voiced over by Christina V. And then they say that they're popular animated and film projects, but they don't list any of them, so they can't be that popular. In a roundtable about the Friday the 13th series, special effects master Tom Savini described his initial idea for Jason's death in part 4, I believe. I thought that young Tommy, who was an effects kid and inventor, would take a microwave, open a part, and put a reflector on the shooter with a variable setting of 1 to 10. On 1, it would melt the toy soldier. My idea was to stick that in Jason's head and cook his head from within and make it explode. So I had to sell that to the money guys. I called him, and what he said was no, no, no. The Friday the 13th formula is killing naked teenagers in the woods with household implements. I'm thinking this is a household implement. He's not wrong. Can I flip this somehow so that word guess is right side up? Yes, I can. Let's go. Can't read any of the fine print, but the mythos of Jason lies somewhere between the natural and supernatural. He's a man who can be cut and killed, but is also a baby who survived drowning. In one telling, his immortal dark heart switches hosts. In another, he is a woundable adversary. Like a good campfire story, the definitive truth is always just out of reach. So we don't actually know what Jason's deal is that's what I gathered from that. Oh, you ain't gotta open up all aggressive like that. Come on, now you gonna give me a jump scare somewhere here? Really? Nothing interrupted? that's locked. Good. From the Jeeps in the original movie to Megan's Hot Rod in Part 6, there have been many memorable automobiles in the film. In Part 5, not pronouncing that, Wild Son Jr. crazily rides a motorcycle before being decapitated with a meat cleaver. Without much of a budget, the director had the actor playing Junior, Ron Sloan, do the stunt himself. It required Sloan to ride a motorcycle recklessly through the forest with a $50,000 camera mounted to the handlebars. Insane. The fridge? Oh, you're right. Shelly and his mama. Ma. Oh, shit. Larry Zerner played the role of a fan-favorite Shelly in Friday the 13th Part 3. In the movie, Vera, played Catherine Parks, is on the docks of Crystal Lake when she finds Shelly's wallet. Inside is a picture of Larry and his actual mother. Startled by noise, Vera drops the wallet into the muddy waters. Upon fishing it out, she is confronted with Jason wielding a harpoon gun, and fans know the rest of the story. What they might not know is that after filming, Larry gave the washed-out photo to his mother, who put it on her fridge as a memento. It stayed there for 30 years before it was scanned and put into this very game. That's nuts. Oh, what's that in the bottom? Me and Mom. It's not September, that's August, right? August 13th, 82. Jenny Myers. The character of Jenny, known as the girl next door, is voiced by the talented Christina Kliebe. I definitely mispronounced that. Unlike her character, Christina is a bit of a traveler. Born in New York, Kliebe spent her formative years in Germany, France, and Italy. So you're trying to say that Jason's everywheres? Red bandana. In Friday lore, Steve Christie is the entrepreneur son of David and Louise Christie, who owned Camp Crystal Lake at the time of Jason's drowning. Steve takes it upon himself to renovate the camp and reopen it. By fixing the camp, he draws the murderous ire of the killer. Still reeling from Jason's death, who knows if it hadn't been for Steve, perhaps Camp Blood would have remained dormant and the world would have been robbed of one of its greatest fictional villains. Actress Dana Kimmel played the scared but tenacious heroine Chris. Marguerite Happy, however, played her stunt double. Huh. Nudity is one of the hallmarks of a Friday film, principally female nudity. In the 9th installment, The Final Friday, Adam Marcus subverted the expectation by including male nudity in roughly equal measure, including a scene which has been described by many as the homoerectic shaving scene. Huh. So now they're trying to be all-inclusive. Julius and Jason's boxing match in Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, was scripted to take place in Madison Square Garden, but for budgetary reasons ended up taking place on a roof in Vancouver. The boxing scene, however, was not lacking for effort. Actor Vincent Craig Dupree, I probably mispronounced that, who played Julius, was punching Kane Hodder with all his might. When it was Jason's turn, he punches Julius's head off, sending it flying into a dumpster. That's badass. Anything here? Anything? Anything else I missed? Shelly and his mama. Ma, yes, ma'am. I know I missed something in here. Walkie.
What was the creepiest part about working on the game? Oh, for sure, the phone calls. Okay, sorry, that was great. Can you start over, but this time incorporate the question into your answer?
My bad, yeah.
So the creepiest part about working on this game was I get these weird phone calls to my personal phone. We worked on the game for almost, I think it was about 3 years.
Oh, you can't crouch.
And every single Friday the 13th, we would get these calls from someone. At first, I thought it was someone at the studio, Paul or Dan or something, but it had to be like an F-13 fanboy or something. They would use this voice distortion and claim to be Pamela warning us to honor the memory of her son. Sometimes they would just laugh into the phone and hang up, but most of the times they would just, you know, complain about the game taking so long.
That doesn't sound that creepy.
It wasn't until one time I called the number back and heard this.
So maybe someone just fucking with him. Jason and Kane Hodder have a special connection. In Friday the 13th, Ron Taylor Hodder relayed a little bit of what it's like to be so close to the icon. Every time I do a convention or appearance somewhere, there will always be at least one person that says, "Hey, do the Jason walk." And I'm like, well, that's kinda how I walk. It's kind of dope. Why is this locked? Okay. Tiffany Cox and Kenny Rydell, the Spring Break 1984 Clothing Pack DLC, introduced skimpy swimsuits and a new challenge for the art team at IllFonic. In an interview, art director Cole Gray stated, "We hadn't built the system originally for the customization of swimsuits. We've had to overhaul how the characters function fundamentally. It has to do with a much larger scope of work that involves a gore system. So now we have to have a bunch of new clothes that work with the way our characters pop. Our characters are essentially crash test dummies. They have to break apart at certain locations. It was a bit of a challenge." So we're just peeping on them, bumping uglies. Oh, Chad, get out of here. Bugsy and Chad. Since the inception of the project, the developers knew that the Friday the 13th experience had to be multiplayer to capture the magic of the movies. "The multiplayer experience is what got us the license," said co-creator Ronnie Hobbs. Sean S. Cunningham saw our game, saw that it was multiplayer and it could essentially play out like a film. They had been wanting to make a Friday the 13th game for a long time too, but all they were ever pitched was single player games. I mean, that single player would still be dope. Like, if they made an extensive single player about Friday the 13th, I'd pick it up. Campaign based Friday the 13th would be dope. Two things over here, huh? Okay. The release of the Friday the 13th game was slated for early 2017, a time frame that managed to both be wide and for some fans vague. This ambiguity caused quite a bit of energy to be directed at Gun Media, and in particular at the community manager Ben Strauss. I probably pronounced that wrong. It's probably pronounced Strauss or something. It looks like a German name. "It actually became a meme within our community," said Strauss. "Someone sent me a mug that said early 2017 on it in Friday the 13th font." Where's that, huh? Huh? Where's that? Lies. Breaking. Jason Voorhees slain. Oh, there's a couple of different word guesses here. I probably gotta solve those. According to director Joseph Zito, he and the cast believe Part 4 to be the final Friday film. Not only was the title the final chapter, the script called for Jason's head to be split open in the final kill. Even Harry, not pronouncing that, musical cue for the final scene was named La Muerte de Jason, the death of Jason, in Spanish. Perry Pavilion, Northfleet Utopia Retreat, Crumb... I imagine these are places in the movies. What's this about? Huh? What's all this about here? Why am I missing masks? The Theme featured a recasted Jason. The filmmakers discovered a 6'3", 250-pound nightclub owner named C.J. Graham. Graham was a part of a hypnostic, something like that, I'm not going to be able to say it, stage show where a magician would put audience members in a trance and ask them to imagine they were encountering Jason Voorhees. Graham would dress as Jason and scare them in the middle of the hypnosis. The production team was impressed and cast Graham as Jason for the movie. Tommy's fascination with masks served multiple purposes in this film. They served as an homage to seminal special effects artist Tom Savini, as well as adding a darker layer to Tommy's character, providing an omen of things to come. According to screenwriter Barry Cohen, they also made a philosophical point about horror, that it is contagious. The horror that Jason dispenses can be passed on to anyone. Corey Feldman was slated to reprise his role of Tommy Jarvis in this film. Unfortunately, being cast into 2 Spielberg movies led to scheduling conflicts. A compromise was reached in which the child actor would appear, but only in the opening sequence. Director Danny Steinman, I'm saying that wrong, arranged for the crew to set up in Feldman's backyard. They put up extra bushes, had a rain machine, and wrapped the shoot in 2 hours. Crazy. One of the most emblematic moments of this movie was a scene of Jason in Times Square. Kane Hodder, who played Jason, stayed in character the whole time. There were hundreds of people on both sides of the street watching the film. With one quick look from Jason, the crowd would scream, cheer, and go wild. So I'm missing a few faces here. I'm missing Bagface. I'm missing Part 7. Part 6. No, that's Part 6. I'm missing a few of them. I think I'm missing Part 9, and 7, Part 2, and 3. I don't know how to get them, though. Mask display. A collection of masks. Oh! They only counted... Okay, I understand now. They only counted 4 films. Game development can be a consuming and somewhat unique enterprise. IllFonic founder Chuck, not pronouncing that, ever, described what it's like to be developing a slasher game in a conventional work environment. The funny thing is that we're in a high-rise building. We're riding the elevator with people who have no idea what we're talking about. Yeah, the pitchfork needs to go a little bit farther for the eyeball to come out and hang, and the blood too. And we turn around and there are people huddled in the corner. Open up this goddamn room. Oh, they broke the shotgun apart, huh? Bastards. Pig Splitter. Like the movies that preceded it, Friday the 13th, the game has had its own problems with censors. Germany's rating board, the USK, found the game so violent that they rejected the game at launch. The USK? What is the USK? I'm looking that up quick. I never even heard of the USK. I heard that it did get rejected at launch a few times by certain countries. Oh, that's the Germany. Okay. Germany, shit. They're soft. They can start World War III, but they can't watch fucking... Or they can start 2 world wars, but they can't watch fucking Jason. You shitting me? MPAA Ratings Board, Motion Picture Association of America, and the Friday the 13th franchise has had a long cat-and-mouse relationship. Director John Carl Buechler has publicly vented his frustration with the amount of footage that had to be cut to attain an R rating. For Buechler, the gore had a purpose, comparing the removal of it to be like telling a joke without a punchline. IllFonic and Gun Media found the player feedback from the beta build to be invaluable towards balancing the game, according to dev Ronnie Hobbs. One item that required adjustment was the firecrackers. If you played the beta, you'd know that the firecrackers used to be the least useful item in the game. They were designed to be a deterrent to fool Jason. You could throw something down if he was using sense, he would see pings, and you could run the other way. Firecrackers can stun him now. After menacing the crew of Grendel, Jason is shot to death. Jason is shot to death by the android KM-14. With half a body and half a head, Jason falls onto a nano med bay that super heals the killer. With future technology, Jason is reborn as Uber Jason. Same bloodthirst but deadlier, nearly indestructible, and with limited movement for actor Kane Hodder. The full body suit looks sharp but had a limited range of motion on account of all the metallic pieces. Many kills in this game take their inspiration and origin from the movies. The kill where Jason spears a counselor in the face, for example, is a reference from the VW bug scene from Nancy McLaughlin in Part 6. Damn, there's a lot of stuff to interact with. Continuing, among the most interesting deaths in Part 5 was the road flare death. In the scene, two greasers, Vinny and Pete, are stranded along the road in the woods, a common enough occurrence in the world of Friday the 13th. Jason ambushes the two and shoves a road flare in Vinny's mouth. For the special effects shot, they made a latex version of Vinny's head and jammed the road flare in the mouth, making a horrific red glow. During the sequence where Jason chases Rennie and Sean in the subway car, two spray-painted slogans are clearly visible. Jason lives and Quayton lives. The first is the tagline of the 6th installment, and the second is a shout-out to the band that director Rob Hyden was in as a youth. In the cinematic fight of Part 6, Jason pulls Tommy down to the bottom of Crystal Lake. Underwater, there is a metal sign for Camp Crystal Lake with the word blood spray painted over Crystal Lake. It is a homage to the title of the original Friday the 13th screenplay, A Long Night at Camp Blood. God damn, there's a few things to interact with. God damn. This room's got a lot of stuff to interact with. And the boat. Kane Hodder did the motion capture for Jason kills. He is known for his intensity and dedication to his craft. For some of the weapon kills, the MOC AP team created a dummy for Hodder to physically hit with rubber bats. According to developer Ronnie Hobbs, a problem quickly arose. That dummy didn't last a week. Every morning the prop would be duct taping. Prop people would be duct taping back together because Kane would just beat the shit out of it. Tom Savini, whose guidance helped shape the kills in 2 Friday movies as well as Friday the 13th, the game, always anchored his special effects in the real world. It can't be preposterous, said Savini in an interview, because you won't believe it. While the realness of practical effects come as a cost of time, resources, and ingenuity for Savini, it was always worth it. Did I scare you? That's what I do. Throughout his career, Tom Savini has been called many things, perhaps most importantly, the Sultan of Splatter. Dev Ronnie Hobbs gave the rationale for the audation. This way, people always say there's a million ways you can slice through a throat, but only one right way, and that's Savini's way. The novel Friday the 13th, Hate, Kill, Repeat, sets the stage for the FBI sting that occurs at the beginning of Part 9. In the epilogue of the novel, the FBI have discovered that Jason does in fact exist and goes about setting a trap to send him straight to hell. Throughout the series, Harry, iconic Kiki Mama, has been used to underscore Jason's presence. In Part 5, this Sonic moniker subverted. Tommy Jarvis, driven mad by hallucination of Jason, rises from his hospital bed as the VO whispers, Kiki ta ta ta. As he opens the drawer to see the husky mask waiting for him, Key is for kill and Ta is for Tommy. Tommy Jarvis's desk. The role of Tommy Jarvis is one of the few reoccurring protagonists in the series. Showing up in 3 movies, albeit by 3 different actors, young Tommy's interest in masks serves as an homage to Tom Savini. You're back? Well, I appreciate it. Friday the 13th, Part 3 is the first movies in the series to break the date implied in the title. The film picks up the day after the events of Part 2, making it Saturday the 14th. And while there are a few scenes on Saturday, the majority of the film takes place the following day, Sunday the 15th. Slasher Volume 1 Summer Camp. Even before they had a license, the developers at Gun Media intended to write a love letter to the Friday series, and knew they needed the legends to do it. Speaking of their early days, co-creator Ronnie Hobbs didn't mince words. Our goal all along for Slasher Volume 1 Summer Camp was to get Tom Savini, Kane Hodder, and Harry. We knew that we needed those guys aboard. We couldn't do it ourselves. In the original movie, the role of Brenda was played by Laurie Bartman. The audience is introduced to her character as she is moving a large archery target to the range. As she places the target on the aisle, a foreshadowing arrow shot by the prankster Ned whizzes by her. Later in the movie, Brenda is thrown through a window. As it happened, it was not Lara Bartman who did the stunt, but Tom Savini who played the flying teen. Besides Billy's impalement in the original Friday, there have been several characters that Jason has affixed to walls or doors or even rafters. The biker gang character of Fox, played by Gloria Charles, was impaled in the neck with a pitchfork and left to hang from the second story of a barn. The pitchfork was real but made so that the 2 prongs in the middle were collapsible. Holy hell, there's still so much to go through. And there's 2 different machetes, what? Let's just look at the stuff in the middle of the room first. The computer. I'll get to the computer after I get through this cabin. Like other movies in the series, Part 2 had a difficult time receiving an R rating from the Motion Pictures Association. An X rating was only avoided once 48 seconds had been trimmed. One scene that raised the ire of censors particularly was the murder scene of Jess and Sandra, impaled by a spear while having sex in the bed. The iconic stinger in Part 1 where boy Jason springs from the lake to help spawn a franchise. According to special effects legend Tom Savini, the origin of the scene started as a conversation he had with Sean Cunningham. Savini had just seen Carrie and had been impressed with the stinger at the end. He suggested that once the killer had died and the audience was relaxed, boy Jason should jump out of the lake and attack Alice. Cunningham agreed, and a legend was born. No 2 Friday the 13th films have filmed Crystal Lake at the same lake. Oh. Filming Friday the 13th can be a risky affair during the final sequence of Part 2. Ginny, played by Amy Steele, is defending herself from the pickaxe-wielding killer. In one of the early takes, Steele, armed with a machete, sliced stuntman Steve finger, sending him to the emergency room. Once he returned, filmed the remaining takes with a prosthetic covering his hand. Has always carried a certain amount of risk. Director Tom McLaughlin found this out the hard way when he cast his wife Nancy in Part 6. Nancy played the role of Elizabeth, who Jason spears through the windshield of a Volkswagen Beetle. When it came time, Nancy sat in the car as Jason rammed the spear through the vehicle. The windshield gave way but changed the trajectory of the spear, nearly impaling her. Jason turned many implements into tools for murder. However, some of the most censored kills have been from unarmed combat. In Part 6, Sheriff Garris is bent backwards and broken in half. It was a bloodless kill, but nevertheless was the one that the ratings board had the most trouble with, finding it too intense. When it came to creating the kills for Friday the 13th, the game, Gun Media knew they needed expertise, and who better than the man who helped created the slasher genre. So they brought on legendary practical effects guru Tom Savini. That's what I did in the Friday movie, said Savini. Creatively kill teenagers in the woods with household implements. It's a living, somebody has to do it. To promote Jason Takes Manhattan, an axe-wielding Kane Hodder appeared on the Arsenio Hall show in full Jason regalia. Hodder didn't speak or break character throughout the entire interview. Credit to Arsenio for pulling it all off. In Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell, it's Jason's right eye that shows machete damage as opposed to the left eye that is damaged at the end of Part 4. Ilphonic and Gun Media corrected this for the Part 9 Jason in the game. The devs took a poll to see if the mistake should be retconned or let be. The verdict was that it should be fixed. Many at Gun, including Ronnie Hobbs, were still conflicted. There were some people that wanted it not to be fixed, but if we didn't, we couldn't have lived with ourselves. In every movie, the serial killer has used a machete. Well, obviously. Preferring manual weapons like axes, Jason has never used a chainsaw in the dispatching of his victims. A chainsaw was, however, used on Roy at the end of Part 5. In the climactic barn scene, Pam, played by Melanie, I'm not pronouncing that, fights off her attacker with a chainsaw, slicing his shoulder to the bone. Special effects artist Tom Savini came to the attention of Friday the 13th filmmakers from his work on the movie Dawn of the Dead. That movie is good as hell. Of particular note was the visceral nature of his special effects and kills. It was a realism that was hard won. Savini had been a combat photographer in Vietnam. If the special effects he created didn't give the same feeling as what he remembered from war, they weren't good enough. The jungle gym in front of the Voorhees residence that Jason and protagonist Steve Freeman fight on is the same jungle gym Alfred Hitchcock used in 1963 for The Birds. Part 8 is perhaps the most censored Friday movie of all time. One particular kill that the MPAA sent back for several revisions was the infamous sleeping bag kill. In the movie, Jason, played by Kane, had to pick up a sleeping bag and stuffed it with a heavy dummy and 20 additional gallons of blood and slammed it against a tree. Hodder struggled to make the stunt believable and was relieved when the ratings board limited the scene to one good tree smack. Jason's relationship with animals is undefined. In Part 2, Jeff and Sandra discover a dead dog. It is suspected that it's the work of the killer, though it is never confirmed. In Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, the director instructed Kane Hodder, who played Jason, to kick a dog. However, Hodder refused, saying it wasn't in Jason's character. I respect that. And I'm pretty sure I got everything in here. Alright, nothing on the walls. Yeah, we got everything in here. Coming soon. Keep out, this means you. Last room, and then I'll go to that computer. Ugh. Did not mean a voice crack there. Someone's hiding in here. John Shepard played the shell-shocked Tommy Jarvis in the 5th film, A New Beginning. Tommy, psychologically damaged by his run with Jason in the final chapter, is sent to a treatment facility called Pinehurst Halfway Home. Shepard took the role seriously, spending a few months volunteering at a state mental hospital to prepare. Dedication. In one scene in Part 6, a group of campers are shown to be sleeping in a cabin. The camera pans over a little girl who has fallen asleep reading John Paul's Sartre novel, No Exit. The novel is about 3 people spending eternity together in a small room and ends with the revelation, hell is other people. Quite an odd book for a child to be reading. One differentiating element of Part 6 is that it is the only movie in the series to feature children at the camp. The decision was a purposeful choice on the part of the director Tom McGlowan to raise the stakes and set the audience at edge. In Part 2, there was much discussion about how the killer should be clad. Ultimately, it was the costume designer who brought up the burlap pillowcase. The headpiece was chosen because it was an item that would have been readily available to the killer. Though it was never well liked by the production crew, it did serve as a bridge to the hockey mask. I think that's it. That's everything. Now let's go type in mother on that computer. Update a map. So what did that do? Nothing within here. Nothing over... Wait. I didn't look at this. Wait. Oh, this means I have to find 4 things, and I haven't found them. And there's covered stuff? How am I supposed to interact with that? Interact with it. Potato sack. Stuntman Steve played the burlap hooded Jason. The sack would flap during takes, obscuring his vision, so the crew used double-sided tape around his eye to keep the hood in place. Matchbook. In the movie that used Jason's Destroyer as one of its working titles, the Friday formula was adjusted to give Jason a fair fight. Part of that new formula included a telekinetically gifted woman named Tina, who evolved from what director John Buechler described as Carrie clone. Moonshine. Fan favorite and fourth wall-breaking gravedigger Martin is bayoneted with a broken bottle of booze. His death, however, was not written that way. Writer-director Tom McGlowan originally wrote an epilogue to the movie where Martin encounters Jason's evil father, Elias, at the cemetery. Ultimately, the ending was scrapped. Producers felt that it would split the attention of the franchise. I mean, it would be nice to know a little bit about where Jason came from. You can interact with the apple? From a watery start to a toxic end, Jason spent Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason takes Manhattan covered in goo, according to Kane Hodder. They put a smile on him in every single shot. He was wet the entire movie. After hooking up with Tina, Crispin Glover's character Jimmy goes downstairs for a celebratory bottle of wine. Not having the means to open the bottle, he calls out for a corkscrew. Jason obliges by slamming it into his hand before hacking him in the face with a meat cleaver. Should be careful what you wish for in a Friday film. When the 3D version of the Friday the 13th came out on home video, it was released on VHS Betamax, Capatinous electronic disc, and Laserdisc. Later, the deluxe edition was released on Blu-ray that included the 3D version, as well as a pair of blue-red 3D glasses designed to look like Jason's mask. Was it this door that opened? I feel like it was this door that opened. One lesson developers of Friday the 13th the game learned is that sometimes the absence of a trait can be more interesting in a PAX panel. F13 game consultant Adam Sessler unpacked it this way. If you think about a slasher film, you don't have 7 smart, talented, athletic counselors that are up against Jason. They all maybe have a benefit here and there, but on the whole, they kinda suck. And that's the part of the fun of making the movie. And one thing I've learned in the course of playing this game is when things go wrong, it's actually more fun. What the that scared the shit out of me. I'm not going anywhere near that snake. I don't like snakes at all. One of the memorable characters in the series is bounty hunter and self-stylized cowboy Regan Duke, played by Stephen Williams, is seen in Part 9, in which Duke breaks John D. LeMay's fingers in prison. Is director Adam Marcus's favorite scene in the movie. One of the memorable characters in the series is bounty hunter and self-stylized cowboy. Oh yeah, I already read that. What the hell? Screenwriter Tom Farmer makes a cameo in his own movie as the character Dallas. Luckily, they used a stuntman for the scene where Jason smashes Dallas into the wall. Unluckily, the stuntman who took the hit broke his nose. After coming up with the name Friday the 13th, director Sean Cunningham determined what the new movie would be about. According to Cunningham, there was very little time to waste on conventional things like character and plot. It was a setting. To promote this movie, Paramount had an advertising campaign with Jason slashing through the iconic I Love New York logo. It was later abandoned when the New York City Tourism Committee filed a complaint. I do not want to go anywhere near that thing. Because I don't want to find out if it bites or if it's going to keep moving. I don't want to find out. During pre-production of Friday the 13th Part 3, director Steve Miner called for a makeup test on Jason to get an idea of what he would look like this time. Instead of applying the rigorous makeup to the actor just for the test, they tried out a Detroit Red Wings hockey mask from 3D effects supervisor Martin J. Sadoff's bag of hockey gear and liked what they saw, then created a new mask. One of the most popular kills in the Jason series can be found in Friday the 13th Part 2 and involves the lovable wheelchair-bound jock Mark, confined to the wheelchair by a motorcycle accident. Mark remains optimistic that he might walk again. Mark took a machete to the face, causing him to roll backwards down a long flight of stairs. It is a classic kill in the series made even more notable, in that it's the first time Jason kills someone with his signature machete. The part of Deputy Winslow was played by Jack Marks. The deputy drives through the forest before stumbling upon Jason's shack. Unfortunately, the actor Jack Marks never learned to drive. On set, he was given a few driving lessons, but Mark found his moments behind the wheel the scariest of the entire shoot. The part of Deputy Winslow was played by Jack Marks, we know that. Deputy drives through the forest. The hell, did I not look at the badge? Or are these both saying the same thing? Both saying the same thing. $500,000. Sean Cunningham had a little budget for expensive lighting rips, resulting in very dark night shots. We'll just leave that snake alone. I don't want to find out what it does. Being an avid David Bowie fan, Frank Mancuso Jr. had named the production titles of several Friday films after Bowie's song. Part 3 was given the working name Crystal Japan, Part 5 Repetition, Part 8 Ashes to Ashes. Perhaps the cleverest name is the one for Part 6, Aladdin Sane. Try saying it slowly while thinking about the Aladdin Sane. Yeah, that snake looks like it does something.
Sweet. Well, now you know the virtual cabin goes a little deeper than we let on. There are quite a few more like secrets left to discover. We hid some content in this cabin that will not be easy to unlock. You'll really have to think outside the box.
So like a puzzle game.
Think of this less like a puzzle game designed to get through in like an afternoon, and more like an experience for our community to get to know the movies better, or for the hardcore fans to test their knowledge. That might be too much to say, but we could always cut that out later, right?
Mm-hmm. And how will players know when they've uncovered all the secrets?
It should be pretty obvious.
Do I go near the snake? I don't want to go near the snake at all. I feel like I gotta... Oh, you can crouch. It's L3. What? Oh, they must have just added that. Star Mummy's perspective title from would-be editors. Eddie, hopeless in love and affection, is rejected by his crush Melissa. And Eddie finds out that he was just being used. He takes it in stride. Rejection, fine, I can take it. I've been rejected from some of the finest fiction magazines in the continental United States. Part of young Jason was played by Ari Layman. Originally director Sean Cunningham wanted to cast his son Noel. However, Noel's mother did not want her son to spend hours in a freezing New Jersey lake during fall. Soft. Jeff Bennett played the lovable nerd writer Eddie McCarlo, who runs a sci-fi premise by Tina. 30,000 years into the future, the entire galaxy is populated by highly evolved protozoa. Only one human being and his woman still exist amongst the stars. What are these other secrets? Am I missing something? Can I interact with these? Interact with this? Look at them? Huh. I don't know. Don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Anything open up in here? No, it's just that one room that opened up with the snake. You know what? That's the last thing we gotta do is see what the snake does. Let's see what it does. In the script for the original movie, it is the prowler who puts the snake into the cabin. In the scene where the snake is beheaded, no special effects were used. The snake is the one who really died. Aw, poor snake. Nah, fuck that snake. That snake can go as many times as it wants. Get them all. Get every last snake. Where's the phone? It said something about a phone.
Crystal Lake Police Department. Hello? Hello?
Do we interact with it?
Crystal Lake Police Department.
Hello?
Is anyone there?
Are you there? Do we have to keep calling them a certain amount of times?
Crystal Lake Police Department. No, it's probably just Ralph again.
No, so you do gotta call it a bunch of times.
Look, Ralph, you're holding up the line. Stop calling. Hello?
I don't get it. Where is that one thing where I saw the 4 little icons on it that I needed to find? This didn't even do nothing when I looked at it last time. Oh, it's a back. So this is one of the items that you need. Oh. Oh, fire extinguisher. During the final battle on Friday the 13th in New Blood, the Telekinetic heroine Tina Shepard sets Jason, played by On Fire. To get the footage, Hutter was set on fire for 40 seconds, a Hollywood record for a controlled burn. The cool thing was Hutter agreed to the stunt at all. Several years before Hutter had a similar stunt go wrong on him, he was badly burned, receiving scars on his chest and neck from the accident. Really have to think outside of the box, it said. And this fashion thing is readable now. It's played by 4 different people. The unmasked and hairy version of Jason was played by Warren Gillen. Steve Dwoski did Jason's stunt for the Mortality films. Jerry Wallace, who is credited as the Prowler, is said to have played the role in certain scenes. Special effects artist Carl Fullerton may have also appeared as Jason in the film, as evidenced by a behind-the-scene photo. However, the very first appearance Jason was played by costume designer Alan Lutter, in a shot of Jason's feet walking towards Alice's apartment. That guy's still alive out there. Actress Camilla was Moore auditioned for the role of Samantha when the filmmakers discovered that she had a twin sister, Carrie. They offered them both the foxy roles of Tina and Terry. This was not the first time Camilla and Carrie's acted together. They both have starred in double guns things. Cool. In part 3, Debbie and Andy, played by Tracy Savage and Jeffrey Rogers, canoodled in a hammock. After returning from a shower, Debbie lounges with a Fangoria magazine. She flips past an article about Tom Savini, the man behind many of the classic Friday special effects films. Unluckily for her, Jason was hiding with a knife beneath the hammock. the most... Oh, Jason's mask is in there too. The most requested playable Jason was director Adam Marcus's Nightmare Kane Hodder version, and Jason Goes to Hell. It's ironic given how little screen time the movie goes to the corporeal Jason. For this movie, the special effects team, led by Greg Nicotero, went for a mutated, diseased-look Jason. The theory was that the hockey mask had been on Jason for so long that the skin had grown around it. The difficulty was that Kane Hodder couldn't take the mask off between takes. Hodder had to do the entire shoot and all the stunts by breathing in his own exhaled air. So there's stuff you can interact with on this level. It would appear. So I gotta look for shit on the ground, apparently. Where is that one thing where it had 4 fucking things filled out? There's a couple batteries. Huh. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I still don't have anything. I don't understand. A diamond, a shield. Well, it's like a diamond and 2 shields. A diamond circle and 2 shields. I feel like I've searched everything in the cabin. And we can't leave it for some reason. Is this it? What about this? This? Huh. I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing. And there's something in here I can get for this pedestal. What? So there's a oh. I didn't realize you could crawl in here. This film marks the first of 4 times Kane Hodder would play the role of Jason Voorhees. A series record, Hodder's portrayal was met with wide acclaim, but it was not without cost. The veteran stuntman took a lot of abuse. He fell through a set of stairs, had an actual roof collapse on top of him, and was set on fire for what was then a Hollywood record. Oh, you can take certain masks. I didn't even realize that. You can take stuff. I gotta go back and look around for stuff you can take. After an epic battle in the Voorhees dining room, impeccably named bounty hunter, Creighton Duke is killed by Jason with a hug bear. Huggy bear. So that one beneath the thing is probably what we need too. So wait a second. Let me grab that mask out of there. Get me. Where's the pedestal? Oh shoot, this raft is in part 4 Julie Arneson. plays Sam, the free-spirited teenager who's impaled while taking a light night lounge on a raft. The special effects shot required Arneson to be submerged in a near-freezing lake for the entire shoot. This caused the actor to contract hypothermia. Ironically, Ted White, the actor playing Jason, came to her rescue, convincing the director to let her out of the frigid waters. Pedestal, where are you? There it is. Pedestal, pedestal. Do you have to do it in a certain order? I hope not. Oh wait, this is the mask I found in here, so this is probably gonna have to go in there. Oh, so you can put stuff on there.
Do I have it on? Nah, not right now.
I think that's where that one goes. Where am I looking for actual... Oh, you can take that. What? How much stuff in here can you grab? You can grab all these? What? Can't grab that. Can't grab that. Oh, you can grab that? What? How can you... What are you supposed to do with all this stuff? You can grab that? What are you supposed to do with this stuff? What am I supposed to do? I'm so confused. There's another one? Arming himself for his fight with Jason, Tommy Jarvis purchases 3 books in part 6. Jason lives 30 years among the dead are alive, in a manual of occultism. Written by Dr. Walton Gordold. Under the nom de plume Zephyrial. Each volume helpfully offers the reader a look into the story series and practice behind the supernatural and occult.
Okay, so did you want to do an intro?
Hello. Welcome to the Virtual Cabin. I'm Chuck Brengard, CEO of Ilphonic, and we are the developers behind Friday the 13th, the game, which you are currently playing now.
Is there anything you want to say to the fans?
Sure. I just want to say thanks for playing and supporting the game. Our fan base has been incredible. This project has exceeded even our wildest dreams, and that's because of all your continued and amazing support.
So where are we?
So this is the Virtual Cabin, 2.0 to be exact. The Virtual Cabin was a way for our backers to check out new art assets and discover a few hidden Easter eggs as we were building the game. It was a really engaging way to show a sneak peek at what we were developing.
So, why bring it back?
A ton of work went into researching the Friday the 13th films for the game, and we wanted to present a fun way to go behind the scenes and learn more about how the movies in the game were made. Consider this as an expanded virtual museum, a space where you can explore the lore of Friday the 13th and take it all in. Who knows? There might even be a few new Easter eggs to discover, if you go digging deep enough. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to sound so ominous.
I don't understand. So these model toys are interchangeable. There's probably an order they have to go in. I don't understand. Oh, he put the masks up here. Let me grab the masks. Where are they at? Give me. Nothing in here. Wait, there is this. Wait, I must have already picked it up. You can take the bandana. What's the bandana go to? Can you shake the snake? You can't. Oh, there's more stuff here. So you gotta know stuff to... Okay, so I'm getting a little bit more. I'm starting to understand it a little bit. I'm not reading those. I missed them, but I'm not reading them. So I'm gonna go back upstairs. Is there a certain order you gotta put them in? I don't think so. It might be. Oh, and you can take these masks. What? There's gotta be an order they go in. So what masks do we got here? So we got... Okay, hold on. Gimme. Gimme. Let's start with part 3 and work our way up. Part 3. Part 4, part 5. Pretty sure this is the part 6 Jason mask. Part 6. Oh, this one's the part 7. Part 8. Part 9. What did that do? Nothing. Sick. Stuff on here to look at too. The original draft of Bob Henry's script has ambitious plans. The boxing. Oh yeah, I already read all this. I think. Yeah, I did. Can't blood. Maybe the movies go on the trophy cases? Can't take that. Can't grab that. Nothing down there. Can't grab that. I'm so confused. Can you grab the police car? You can't. What about the badge? You can grab the badge. That's why there's 2 things. Wait, who was that? Steven. Only 2 actors have appeared in both the films and the TV series. John Shepard and John D. LeMay, who play Stevens. Both are named John and both improbably survive. I'm so confused. Oh, so Jason. So there's certain things, like certain placements do certain things. Okay. We gotta figure out the placements. A depiction of the final scene at the Higgins Haven barn. Sock out the door. Alright, let's find these pedestals again. I don't know where stuff goes. I'm so confused. I mean, that seems like something that would go there. I don't know. Did I do anything on this board? I haven't. How have I done nothing? Nothing goes on that board. Is this cap grabbable? It is. Anything in here you can grab? Wait, I didn't look at this one. Part 2, when Jason shoves an ice pick through a temple, the collapse while ice pick was not checked properly and on one take did not retract. Thankfully, King wasn't injured and didn't need any lead spray. Ha ha ha. There's nothing here pick upable. Oh, so yeah, the movies do go on here because that's where one of them is. Okay, so the movies go on the pedestals. So let's get the movies on the pedestals. At least that's what I'm thinking they go on. They could go on absolutely nothing. Does that mean that's right because it's standing up? I haven't seen any other ones stand up like that. Maybe I switch these other two around and they'll stand up? Camp Blood's the one that goes... I don't know. Why is that one down there standing up? Is there another movie somewheres? Can't take that. Then what the hell goes on these pedestals? Why are they all on pause? Wait, if I put it in and then sit on the couch, does it do anything? No. Huh. I'm gonna see if that pedestal downstairs, if I put another tape on it, will it do anything? Like if it will stand up or not. No. So that's standing up very much so like it belongs there. Is this a book? No, it's a tape. Why won't it go in? Only these two tapes go in. It doesn't let you put on the glasses. It doesn't let you look at that. And I don't think that tape stands up anywhere else. Does it? Oh, it does. So this thing just stands up anyways. Oh my god. Summer camp was here. What the hell am I supposed to do? Are they just like storage spots? So you don't carry too much stuff? I don't... Hold on, chat. I'm looking up what the hell I'm supposed to do. Because I have no idea. They got Delirious in here? No way. H2O Delirious. Yep. They do.
And have fun, but when you're ready, go to the diorama in the first room of the cabin. Our task now is to put these characters in the right adjacent nativity scene. So I played. Once again, grab all the characters here. Let's start with this diorama, as it looks like a scene from part 3.
Alright, I got everything. Oh, crap. So I gotta find a spot to put stuff. I gotta find a spot to put stuff. Uh-oh. Yikers.
So let's put them down in this order.
This is making so much more sense, but I would have never figured this out on my own. I'm so glad I am watching a video. So glad. Actor Kane Hodder plays 3 roles in Jason Goes to Hell. Not only does he play the titular character, Hodder also plays the security guard who mocks Jason and the gloved hand who grabs the hockey mask in the final shot of the movie. So glad I am watching a video to figure this out. So glad. Red bandana. And then the police badge and yo-yo. What?
Donna, upstairs in the bloody bedroom, place the yo-yo and finally place the star in...
I'm not reading anymore. I thought I was going to be able to do this without reading, and I have to watch a video because it's actually really complex.
Who is this? Where is my boy?
Part 2 is the first film to feature Jason Voorhees as the killer. After surviving, drowning, and living alone in the woods for more than 20 years, Suckhead Jason emerges to exact revenge for the murder of his mother, Pamela Voorhees. Continuing his mother's mission to keep Crystal Lake closed, he decimates nearly every counselor at the Packanack Lodge Training Center. Only the aspiring child psychotic Ginny Field is able to outsmart and eventually defeat Jason. She puts on Pamela's sweater to trigger Jason and then buries a machete deep into his shoulder. After the credit rolls, one question remains: where the hell is Paul? After barely surviving his encounter with Ginny in Part 2, Jason sets his sights on a new section of Crystal Lake, Higgins Haven. Part 3 was released in glorious 3D and is the first movie to feature Jason wearing the iconic hockey mask. After Jason murders nearly everyone in sight, Heroin Higgins knocks him unconscious with a shovel, hangs him, and finally takes a hatchet to his head to take him out. After August 13th, 1982, a hockey mask would never look the same again. Billed to be the end of the series, the final chapter delivers a thrilling resolution, if not an ending. Part 4 is perhaps most notable for two things, the first one being Crispin Glover. His dance to woo one of the twins is one of the most idiosyncratic and perplexing dances in all of cinema. Of the more important of the final chapter introduced to Kane and the mask-obsessed Tommy Jarvis, played by the burgeoning star Corey Feldman. By ingenuity or madness, Tommy dresses up as a young boy Jason in the final confrontation and delivers the mortal machete blow that would send Jason to his temporary grave. Wait, where's Part 5, Jason? Oh, they don't count Part 5, Jason. After a traumatic battle with Jason years earlier, a much older and very troubled Tommy Jarvis returns in Friday the 13th Part 6 to destroy Jason's body once and for all. Unfortunately, the plans failed, and Jason is inadvertently brought back to life. Armed with a utility belt, hunting knife, and throwing darts, undead Jason is able to gruesomely murder 18 people at Camp Forest Green before he's defeated and returned to the bottom of Crystal Lake. How long? Jason begins this film drowned and chained to the bottom of Crystal Lake. The telekinetic Tina Shepard Part 7 final girl mistakenly brings Jason back to life while having an emotional breakdown. Part 7 features several intense battle scenes, crazily brutal kills like the sleeper bag and memorable characters, but importantly this film makes the first time Kane Hodder would step into the role of Jason Voorhees. Kane's imitating portrayal of Jason quickly propelled him into a fan favorite and ultimately allowed Kane to don the hockey mask for the next 3 films. Once again portrayed by Kane Hodder, this installment follows Jason as he tracks a new group of victims from Crystal Lake aboard the SS Lazarus, the bright lights of Manhattan. While only a tiny portion was filmed in Manhattan, that didn't stop Paramount from heavily promoting the New York angle. Jason even made a surprise visit on the Arsenio Hall. We also saw future star Kelly Hugh Maker Vanderbilt. Jason Goes to Hell, the final verdict. No doubt the most divisive entry in the franchise, Jason Goes to Hell, decision to focus on the possession angle meant virtually no screen time for Jason himself. Still, the film had an array of brutal kills, sequoias, and designed a demonic soundtrack. At the end, it was controversial, but also helps set the stage for a future movie, and the Tom Savini designed Jason, created exclusively for here. Savini's Jason was an exclusive reward for backers that supported the game early on. Special makeup effect guru Tom Savini created this Jason to reflect what Jason may have looked like after he returned from hell. Jason is badly wounded, deep gashes cover his body, and his skin is burned beyond recognition. Jason emerges from hell clutching a pitchfork he pried from the hands of Lucifer himself. Savini's concept is a terrifying, unforgettable take on the king of slashers. Now let me look at the rest of the secrets for this map. I'm going to do it as I go along looking at them. And it's a pretty decent video.
You can bring him back, you know. There's always a way.
What? And that completes it? Jason doesn't kill you? Oh, this was lame. The other virtual cabin was way better. This was lame as hell.
And we've done it!
I don't understand why it would say it was completed if we got more to do. It's supposed to be loading in a new version of it, I guess. New game plus added.
You should have been watching him.
Part 3 went... Part 3 escaped? Oh no. Oh shit. And then these all got different things to look at too. Sheesh. Bugsy should have just said no. Oh my god. Why are both these doors closed?
But hang on, there was
I guess we'll just check outside and then continue first. Well, why did it do that? Why is it saving? The Friday the 13th dev team created the cast character that captured the spirit of the film. Many casts inside the Unreal 4 engine characters are referred to by their archetype: jock, prep, nerd, flirt, bookworm, and rocker, to name a few. Wes Keffer spoke of lethal gray areas and difficulty in acquiring rights to an actor's likeliness. There were quite a few ideas that game devs tested out and ultimately scrapped. In a panel about the game, Dev Ronnie Hobb described their initial thought on the car. Early on in development, we had this idea where Jason could do something to the car. The problem is that that's the first thing he does. If you know that you can break the car, Jason goes there immediately and breaks it. And then there are the physics involved. If you played our beta, you say how funny the car physics were. You saw how funny they were. Cars would end up on top of houses and trees. They would go flying into outer space. That's what the key's for. So we know what the key's for. It's for that lock thing there. Despite the darker material, the Friday the 13th series have been occasionally lauded for its morals. In an early scene of Part 9, two campers are having sex in a yellow tent. Not wanting to use protection, they throw their condom out into the woods. Jason, alerted to their lovemaking, approaches the tent and steps on the unused condom before murdering the couple. For this scene, the Wall Street Journal called the film a return to morality in cinema. In Part 3, Gloria Charles played the memorable Fox, who, along with the motorcycle gang menaces Shelley and Vera at a local supermarket, making a hasty exit. Shelley accidentally knocks over the gang's motorcycles and speeds off. In a scene that was never filmed by the biker gang gives chase. After lashing Shelley's car with chains, the chase was to end with Shelley popping a champagne cork in Fox's face. In the famous Enter the Friday the 13th, Alice takes a canoe out on Crystal Lake. There she has a rather startling encounter with a young seaweed-covered Jason Voorhees. If the special effects looked real, It's because they were, according to Ari Lehman, who played Kid Jason. Tom Savini had dredged up part of the pond to cover him with real muck and mire.
So tell me about when you were making the game. Did you have any like weird glitches or strange bugs that you found?
Late in development, we had this bug. We swore it was like the spirit of Jason coming into the game or something. But sometimes during a match, these invisible holes would generate, and if you managed to fall through one, you'd end up in this weird, untextured area of the map. It was not like an area we physically created, but like made of bits of our assets. Eventually, you'd be shot up high into the air and killed by Jason in the sky. Luckily, we were able to get it out before CERT, but it was a tough one.
How were you able to find it?
We had this debug code that would show us the holes in the map. That helped us hunt them down.
What was the debug code?
You know, it's the same code everyone uses when they need to input a secret code in a video game. I mean, just remember back when we were kids.
It's probably better for legal that way.
Jason is sent back to his watery grave at the end of Part 6. The sequence was completed and filmed in 3 locations. Most of the underwater scenes were shot at a temperature-controlled lake in Los Angeles. The above-water scenes were shot on location in Georgia. The last bit where Jason neck meets the boat propeller were filmed in the pool of the director's father. Reportedly, the amount of chum speared by the blade ruined the pool's filtration system. However, this did little to perturb the patriarch, who could boast that a Hollywood picture was filmed in his backyard. We got Vanessa and Mitch here. Pouring rain frequently drenches the last half of Friday the 13th film. Some actors have found the constant night shoots and rainy conditions on hardship. Some have found a silver lining. Melanie Kinnaman was grateful when they turned on the rain because at least she looked good wet. Okay, Jason should drown you. Oh, you can go on this side, huh? But not too far. So I don't know which key this unlocks, but
Come home to Mommy, Jason. You know the way.
Jason's shack at the top of the hill. What? There's even more? Oh shit. That scared the shit out of me. I didn't realize he was gonna kill me. Damn. I must have wandered away too far. Okay, so let's not go that way. There's a big red sign there. I guess we don't go that way. Just don't go to the woods. Oh no, where was I? Right here.
I'm home. You did good.
Next, go back down the hill, all the way past the cabin, and use the key you found to open up the little shack. Inside is a shovel, and we are going digging.
Okay, I take it back. You can still die to Jason in this, so it's not that bad. In part 17, Nick escaped the lakeside house before it explodes. Behind the scene, multiple chargers were set to create consecutive explosions. However, when the trigger was squeezed, the building was instantly inflamed and the blast broke the cameras. The last salvageable piece of film was about 20 frames, less than a second. Stuntman John Hawk played the dead Jason, who was dug up in the opening. Part 5, there was no special effects used in the scene of Jason in the grave. For the shock, Hawk laid an open coffin of his crew members filled with 5 gallons of dumped night crawlers on top of his face. Oh shit. Oh shit. Exceptionally small print. Then to where? The cute dog with the purple bow in part 2 seemingly encounters Jason Voorhees while exploring in the wood. Later that day, two counselors find the carcass of the dog. It looks to be a beloved pup, but all is not lost. In a sequence near the end, Ginny and Paul hear a sound at the doors of Jason. The door opens to be a muffin. She's alive. As the dog scampers towards Ginny, Jason crashes through the windows and gives a terrified Ginny in slow motion grabs. Part 3, Shelley and Vera, two protagonists, vacation to Crystal Lake, get into a confrontation with the biker gang at a convenience store. In retaliation, the gang follows the two back to Crystal Lake with the intention of getting revenge. The bikers, Allie, Fox, and Loco, siphon gas from a car in order to burn down the barn, but are ultimately foiled when they encounter Jason. It is not revealed how Loco got his nickname, however, it seems appropriate given the character is smoking his cigarette while siphoning gas. complete again. I think there's another one. I think it goes again. It might go longer than this. I'm gonna have to check it after. If there's a plus. This virtual cabin's insane. It's pretty dope. Load me in.
Down, left, right. BA, which is circle.
We spent a lot of time tuning the game to make sure it was fun to play as the counselor, and we knew we had it when... Funny guys, hilarious. How long have you been waiting to play that for? Anyways, we finally... Oh, shit. Kane, that's dope. You got me. Oh, careful, bro. Your knife is dripping on the...
Oh my god, he's stabbing me.
What the hell?
To get out of here, simply walk into the flying patches, and we have now unlocked patch 1.7.
Friday the 13th, the murderous history of Camp Crystal Lake and the locals warning do not deter new counselors from setting up a new summer camp. By when the counselors are stalked, slaughtered by a merciless killer, Pamela Voorhees. She is on a rampage to avenge the death of her son Jason, who drowned in the lake because irresponsible counselors were not supervised. The film ends with one of the most memorable stingers in cinema history.
Congratulations on completing the virtual cabin. In the future, we might update this space to reveal what's behind those two curtains. But for now, we just want to say thank you for playing and invite you to stay as long as you would like.
stopping to check out Jenny's butt again. In the basement, grab the final patches from the Jason statues and enjoy another brutalizing. Here we are, the final step. Follow all the badges to the coming soon room, which will spawn you into something that looks like a spaceship. I'm sure.
What badges? It says that there's he said that there's badges here, but I don't see no fucking badges down here. What does he mean, badges? Huh. Did I not do something? I feel like I didn't do something right. You're supposed to look at that guy. Okay, that's what I did wrong. Oh, they're all broken out. A secret patch. So I suppose you get killed by whichever one you grab last. That's crazy. That's actually wild. Coming soon room, huh? What's this? Oh, this is the space station, isn't it? Part 10, Jason. Hard light. Though many players find a certain twisted enjoyment in being Jason, the developers did discover a limit. We went down to the virtual reality road. For minutes at Devrani in a PAX panel, there was something cool about being Jason in VR, but I don't think the world is ready for that. The Grendel is the name of the ship that Jason is taken aboard before reawakening. It is also the name of the monster in the Old English poem Beowulf. In that poem, Grendel, aggravated by the sounds of revelry, attacks the Great Hall, killing many men before being mortally wounded by the hero. Grendel's mother, angry at her son's death, seeks revenge. Ultimately, Beowulf tracks the vengeful matron to her warren at the bottom of the lake, slicing off her head and the head of Grendel's corpse, resting in its watery grave. Sounds familiar.
So, you already know what's coming here.
Look at this. This Jason looks sick. Jason looks badass. How come they never added this Jason? What the hell? It better be completed. I'm gonna check it again one more time. one more time. think this is it. Part 1 Jason. So that's what he looks like, part 1. I never noticed that. And then the Uber Jason. Jason X. In the 10th film in the series, Jason is sent into the far future and into outer space. With a cameo death by David Cronenberg, a holographic double sleeping bag kill, and the infamous liquid nitrogen face smash, Jason X has some great highlights. Perhaps most memorable is the introduction of Uber Jason. In a brutal battle with the android KM-14, Jason falls defeated into a nano medbay that rebuilds the killer into a powerful cyborg with red eyes. Reborn Uber Jason finds he has monstrous strength, is impervious to bullets and roundhouses from androids. Uber Jason is as indestructible as a falling star. This is wild. Part 3 is back in his cage. Yeah, you stay in there. You stay in there. That's crazy. That's what Jason looked like, though, when he died. He was a little dude, turns into these dudes? Are you kidding me? He was a little dude. Look at this guy. You mean to tell me this guy right here turned into this, and then this, and then that, and ends up as this? Are you kidding me? Are you joking? This guy. A lawsuit though to stop that Uber Jason shit. Wow, that's nuts. I think that's everything too. I think it's everything. It's the only recent one. So yeah, that's everything. We just beated the virtual cabin. Like, actually beated it. That's wild. Can we still go outside or nah? Wait, is Mitch still out there? No, Mitch is gone. We can go outside. What? Everyone's dead. Can I leave? Oh, we don't got the gas. They're both drowned. Composure stat. At the beginning, Jason had the ability to blood ping, essentially allowing him to locate any counselor no matter what. At any given moment, he could take you by surprise. Turned out that wasn't fun. No shit. Jason only has to get close to a counselor to instill fear in them. He's like a game of horseshoes. They instituted a fear system. Well, no shit, he only has to get close to him. Alright, yeah, so that is the last of it. We'll just sit here and listen to these tracks, I guess. We did it. It would have took like 10 times as longer than 2.5 hours, but I would have cut the video. Did you stay for the whole stream? Virtual Cabin, appreciate you. There'll be a Pamela tape coming out soon. And then Tommy tapes after that. And then we return to regular videos. But let me see how many more tapes I need, because I might play a few games on stream now. But yeah, that's the virtual cabin. He just ended his stream too. My brother just ended his. Damn, and he was using face cam. Wish I was there. I might actually end the video to watch his stream. Let me look at the tapes, and we will see how many we need. Yeah, we still need a decent amount of Pamela tapes, and we just need one Tommy tape. So we might do the Tommy tape ones first. And I don't think I'm going to play anymore today. I've seen enough Friday for today. So yeah, that's it. That's all the virtual cabin. Tommy tapes will be next, and until next time. Oh yeah, check out the video if you haven't already. There's a new one up.